Tell us about your fire. Fill up the lungs.
Of shipwrecks and disasters we've read and heard a tale, but it's off the coast of Wexford I'll tell this dreadful tale. 'Twas on the 4th of January, a frightening wind did blow, and 29 lives were lost on the Alfred the snow. From the shores of San Francisco she sailed across the main, bound for the port of Liverpool. Her cargo it was grain. On that happy day we sailed away to cross the raging foam, but there's not a soul alive today to bring the tidings home. The day before our ship was lost, most frightening for to tell, she was like a feather in the wind, tossed up on every swell. We tried to make the harbour for the shelter of the land, but our good ship went to fragments next morning on the sand. The signal of distress was hoisted by Captain Willie's hand. Heart-rending cries did rent the skies, no succour was at hand. The dark clouds gathered over us, the foaming billows roar. Oh God, is there no assistance coming from the shore? Carrig, what a splash amid the wind! Our spars are broken too. The yards are floating by her side. She's sinking in our view. Oh heavens, there are human beings now floating on the tide. Oh, look at that small fragile boat, they're bumping at our side. Is there any heart of sympathy now watching from the shore? Oh yes, there are brave and gallant boys now watching at Dunmore. They are willing to risk their lives. To the Coast Guard's house they go and ask the captain for the boat, but he quickly tells them no. At last we are told he gave consent to this noble-hearted crew. In spite of storm and wind and sea, to the stricken ship they flew. And as they reached the doomed ship, the crew in hope to save, they saw the last let go the mast and sink beneath the wave. Poor fellows, it was hard on them, just as their voyage was o'er, after 4 long months and 20 days to perish on our shore. Within our sight they sank that night, in spite of all our skills, and their ship today lies cast away on the sandbank of Broom Hill. There were only 7 bodies found, of 29 in all, and in Bannow's churchyard they do lie to await St. Michael's call, to take a trip on the Saviour's ship down along Jehovah's shore, to meet the other 22 and part from them no more. In the year of 1890, long years 'twill be remembered, the Shemaliers from Wexford went to Dublin by train. Leinster against Munster for the championship of Ireland. Clonturk the place appointed for to finish the last game. We sent to Cork a telegram asking for a postponement, as the Reverend Canon Dorn was called to God on high, asking for a little time with respect to his dying, until the week of Sunday, but to this they did deny. We would not play till after we buried our loved pastor, who glorified his master for over 50 years. In the cemetery we laid him, and then went on and played them, determined for to beat them we're the bold Shelmaliers. And 20 minutes after 1, when this great game it had begun, the Cork men won the toss and they tried our boys to tame. And when the wind was high, some experiments they did try, and with the Castle Bridge men played a fast and thrilling game. The ball went up and down, back and forward all around. The Corkmen had the best of it, and for them there were loud cheers. But the Emmet's men intended their goal would be defended, and they'd win before they ended, would the bold Shelmaliers. The half-time whistle it went shrill, and the Emmets got the wind, though the play not in their favour now for 15 minutes more. 5 points and a goal, and this was the whole. I'll tell you for certain that those Cork men did score, for the bridgemen took the leather, and they all went down together, and the shouts went from all Leinster, you have ended their careers. Cork first tried to win by moaning, when Wexford started scoring, but they flew like anticorns from the bold Shelmaliers. Now the longer Cork remained that day, the more Wexford would beat them. Before they did defeat them, they were as swift as deers. Forlorn, sad and weary, worn out, weak and weary, away went Doc the Bullock from the bold Shelmaliers. Now I'll give to you the forwards, George Sinnott and Pat Furlong. Pat Murphy and MacDonald were a driving force that day. Jack Leary and Will Dorn, they were the boys for scoring, and 2-1 they'd going for the bold Shelmaliers. Our middle piece being twice as strong, John Roster and Bill Furlong, Jim Murphy and MacDonald were the boys that laid them low. For every time they'd meet them, they'd put the Corkmen sleeping. You'd swear there was a waking, for no sign of life did show. Jack Murphy and Bill Neville, they began to lay them level, when they thought of Tom the Devil with his pitch cap and his shears. Cork first tried to win by moaning, when Wexford started scoring, but they flew like anticorns from the bold Shelmaliers. There was Lar and Martin Lacey, Tom Devericks and Owen Daly, Jim Fogarty and Will Leary were our great men of fame. There was George and Michael Brown, who played the ball fast up and down, and our captain Nicholas Daly, who played a hero's game. Now I've given you the 21, with muscle, bone and sinew strong. I hope God will their days prolong for many, many years. With their emmets costumes wearing, what heroes look more daring than the champions of all Erin, the old Shelmaliers.
Get your own attention.
Of your passing through Murrintown on a bright summer day, see a crowd of young fellows digging hard in the clay. If you ask what they're doing, they will gladly reply, sure we're working for the council on the water supply. I know an old farmer not too far away, he can now take his bath at the end of the day. He can dress up at night in his collar and tie, always thankful to God for the water supply. For the lady going dancing, the bath's her delight. She can now scrub her body till it's brighter than white. She can put on her perfume, her powder and dye. It's a blessing to women, this water supply. It's a boost to the parish, the old people say. It's good for the kidneys and it makes better tay. There's a spring in their step and a gleam in their eye, and they talk about nothing but the water supply. If you're here on a visit and your tummy feels queer, sure it might be that you have consumed too much beer. But there's no need to panic to the wee spot close by. There's an inside convenience and a water supply. Stagger into the bathroom, take a seat on the pot. No need for a penny to go in the slot. Get rid of your troubles and bid them goodbye, and flush them away with the water supply. But how did our forefathers manage at all? They went out in all weathers to answer the call. They sat on their hunkers and gazed at the sky. Oh, far from their thoughts was the water supply. But those were the days when our forefathers knew, when hardships were plenty and pleasures were few, when the thistle and nettle caused many a sigh, for they did not have toilets or a water supply. The old pots with the handle, 'tis now an antique, but the tales they could tell, if it only could speak, kept under the bed, case a crisis was nigh. It's redundant, replaced by the water supply. All the Yanks and the Russians, they've been to the moon. I believe they'll be running excursions there soon. But won't it be awkward up there in the sky when they haven't got toilets or a water supply?
With mighty potential,
Say practice essential, in fact it's essential to carry it with you, whatever your style. For farming just made to suit any trade, and it comes in 3 colors of simple design. You can cut it to size if the need is arising. This mighty invention we call binder twine. It may be amusing to find me intruding the subject I'm choosing in verse and in rhyme. But I think it's a scandal that the wheel and the candle had no sound to praise them since they were designed. They talk about engines of great complications. There are thousands of books on Professor Einstein, but I cannot relate to his complex equations. I'd rather be praising that old kind of twine. Oh, you've heard of the builders of Egypt's great pyramids, how they struggled for ages on those steep inclines. That those rocks of great tonnage they shifted with tonnage. They pushed them and shoved them till they were in line. It was the slaves and the labour all chained up together, and the weight of those chains sugar must have been fine. But they would have worked faster if only their master had tied them together with light binder twine. Excuse my transgression, but I have been distressing. I have a confession, and it is no lie. Last year on the road between home and Listoll, to me old fan bells gave over, and my wife she did sigh. They say for repairing those great complications, a good pair of tight shoes will do it just fine. But my wife didn't have hers on this sad occasion, so I had to replace it with the old binder twine. There's another dimension of this great invention. It's used as prevention by farmers for gates. And the cows, they respect it, and the cows, they detect it, and never will cross it for fear of their fate. For tying in a hound, or for squaring out ground, or for holding up trousers that are in decline, those versatile uses are really exclusive to that mighty invention they call binder twine.
You remember, Jim, when we first walked out? You had a pinstripe suit, but you never opened your mouth. Ah, but you really looked lovely, except your shirt was sticking out. Do you remember, Jim? I do remember. Will I ever forget? And picking the winkles on Dollymount Strand, and the tide came in and nearly drowned old Ran, and we had to push her home in a 3-wheel tram. Do you remember, Jim? Do you remember? Will I ever forget? And the day we went to the Phoenix Park to look at the deer and sit on the grass, and you took my hand in yours and you asked me for a kiss, but I wouldn't give in, because it was a mortal sin. But you told me you loved me, and you promised me the ring. You remember, Jim? You will remember. Will I ever forget? And the fun and the crack in Stevens' night, when you met all the family and nothing went right. They thought you were my brother, because you look like Stan, except he didn't get sick all over Grand. Do you remember, Jim? Do you remember? Will I ever forget? Remember the day you changed my name? You couldn't find the ring and Gran started praying. She looked in my waistcoat, in your waistcoat, and she poked you all around. And when she searched in your pocket, your trousers fell down. Do you remember, Jim? Do you remember? Will I ever forget? And the fun and the crack back at the house. Come to think of it, you were as quiet as a mouse. But you really shouldn't have poured whiskey in Gran's bottle of stout. Because I thought she was dead when I found her in the wedding bed. Ah, but sure, it was fun, it was grand. Except you were to sleep with my brother Stan. Do you remember, Jim? Do I remember? Do I ever forget it? And it's 40 years now we've been knocking about. I haven't changed much and you're still the same. Except me teeth and me own. And you've got to go. Ah, but you really look lovely. Except your shirt is still sticking out. Do you remember, Jim? I do remember. Will I ever forget?
Jim Keys has the Gander, the brain of his life. He gave him more trouble than a contrary wife. So he made up his mind his soul section was great. This for the adopted or he them the great. It was Tommy Carrig who bred his swine ball. When he sold him to Jim, he gave his wall. But Jim's son Mick wasn't ready to use. What good is a gander when we haven't the goose? They built a high fence around the garden home. That his gander had no shoes to roam. But there in his compound he felt rather sad. He had no one to share those decisions he had. Early one morning when feeding time came, Jim noticed his board was a little bit lame. He knew straight away that some help he should get. He went up to Campile and he rang for the bell. The veterinary sergeant came late on that day. He checked out the gander, his heart was okay. His blood pressure normal, his lungs they were free, and his bowels and his kidneys seemed all right to me. Now there's one little problem, he says with a sigh. He only one stone and he's blind in one eye. 'Tis hard to perform when he's only one stone, and 'tis worse when a gander can see where he's going. There's one consolation, the vet says to Jim. In London they might do a transplant on him. The medical service in England is great, and they might find a gander if stones the donate. As a Jim, you must think I have more money than sense. A poor man like me couldn't meet that expense. He's not stopping here if he's no good at stud. And fake Tommy Alfred, he sold me a dog. With bitch bills and feeding me pocket is slack. I'm selling me cells to me friend in mine. He can play with the greyhounds out there to get fit. With a tourist in summer he might make a hit. Ainm MacDonagh, he runs a loud bar, and many a local drops in for a jar. Says Jim, I've a bird, he's the best in God's bridge, and maybe next Christmas he'd fill up the fridge. So the bargain was made, it was signed up and sealed, but the price they agreed on was never agreed. I'd feed him on barley and Williams' sliced pan, with a few pints of Guinness to wash down the bran. So the weeks they went by, but he didn't get fat. He ate like a horse, he was as thin as a lamb. I fed him, says Ainm, I can't do any more. I banished this bird to the sweet river more. So himself and Tom done an excursion with plan. They loaded the gander in the back of his van. When Ainm went in to get Tommy a fine, the gander was safely tied up in his bag. Off on their journey this couple did steer, with Ainm the pilot and Tom in the rear. But somehow the gander got loose from the sight, and he's sick and poor gone with a belt in the back. Now that he's free like the Birmingham Six, wherever he's gone, he's up to his tricks. There's no wheel or no trout to be safe anymore, with Jim Kay's Gander set free on the door. And if it should happen he come back someday, we know very soon if he's normal again. But the first place in finding now that he's loose is down in Dollar Bay with the Templetown crew.
At Christmas time, long, long ago, I heard old people say, when tyrant rule was at its worst and Cromwell's troops held sway, a valiant priest lay down his life for faith and fatherland at a place known as Tomhaggard, not far from Leigstown strand. The year was 1653, and Greece were hunted down and murdered without mercy wherever they were found. As Father Nicholas Myler called upon his faithful flock to assist him at the Holy Mass upon the old Mass rock. It was early Christmas morning, to a first night they were bound. The bright stars twinkled overhead as they knelt upon the ground, not fearing any danger that might have come their way, for they had a duty to perform, as this was Christmas Day. When Mass was almost ended and all prepared to go to reach their homes before the dawn and so out with the foe, as Father Myler raised his hands, his final words to say, God bless and keep you in his care on this grand Christmas Day. Just then a warning voice is heard, there's movement in the glen. Prepare to flee and save yourselves, I fear 'tis Cromwell's men. Pray save the chalice, cried the priest, before you go away. Pray save it from those violent men, you'll need it yet someday. Brave Mrs. Lambert volunteered, the chalice she would shield. She wrapped it in her apron white, to them she would never yield. But then a musket shot rang out, that filled their hearts with fear. The noble priest fell to the ground, no more his voice to hear. They laid him in that old churchyard, where pilgrims come and go, by those holy wells of Anne and James, where healing waters flow, and the miler chalice in the church is there for all to see, and cherish with a burning love for all eternity.
Dermot. They're getting noisy. Your turn, Maud. Everyone's on the left. Let's order out.
I'm meant to write a sonnet with an awesome title on it, of mighty men and mighty deeds in the world's great whirligig. But my mind is awful hazy, so I'll sit and take it easy, and write of Katty Connors when she danced the harvest jig. When our shop door bell went ringing, we could hear her high-pitched singing. For all the gold in Erin's Isle, I wouldn't give a fig. I've been visiting in Bannow, had a drop in Tullycanna. Go tell your ma, Alana, and I'll dance the harvest jig. First she had a go at Dolly, straighten up, you're such a molly. I've asked you time and time again to get a tidy wife. I'm no longer hale and hearty, and you're getting on for 40. And who will mind you when I'm gone from this world of woe and strife? Next she told her tale of sorrow, well the pattern's on tomorrow. With dancing down in Collinstown, I hope to do my share. But maybe I'm romancing, naked women don't go dancing. I'm stony broke, I haven't got a decent stitch to wear. Go upstairs, my mother ordered, bring that dress with braid embroidered. I hope it makes the journey down, she added with concern. If I wear it one more minute, I'll be surely buried in it. I'll give it with my blessing and let Katty have a turn. Well, my sight not being the clearest, I grabbed the garment nearest. Almost knew they told me later, with a black and purple ruff. And my mother screamed and grabbed it, while Katty rushed and nabbed it, and grinned and said, me darling girl, 'twill do me well enough. To the tennis court she made it, her grandeur she paraded, when she danced like Bold Salome there, as light as Thistledown. Up the side and down the middle, while Tom Harper played the fiddle, and Hawkins shouted, Katty girl, you're the queen of Collinstown. 'Twas a place of happy meetings, smiling faces, cheerful greetings, with standmen shouting apples, oranges, lemonade to sip. One more time and tune that fiddle, well done Katty up the middle. And then a frightening silence as she fell and broke her hip. Did she give us condemnation, tales of woe or desolation, as kindly neighbours gathered round to carry her away? Don't say die was what she chanted, till your shin bones cut the blankets. And then she added, the Lord be praised, I've had a lovely day. I was there when she was dying, nurses tending, Dolly crying. He didn't seem a molly then, his tears came from a man. Mushama was always funny, when she had a glass too many.
In all the world we'll never see the likes of her again. I still picture poor St. Peter awaiting nervously to meet her, for to her that word contrition was rather infradig. Ara, don't be so contrary with your talk of purgatory. Just strike up the maid from Derry and I'll dance the harvest jig. I won't bother with a sonnet with an awesome title on it. You can keep your valiant heroes and your dignitaries big. I just sit and draw the curtain, light the lamp, and there for certain I'll still see you, Katty Connors, as you dance the harvest jig.
no lessons read, few words were spoke, was on the day before. Few words unto our fellow men, of comrades tried and true. They spoke of deeds their fathers had done, and things they hoped to do. By the fire, an old man sat, his face was white as snow. Sad listening with no pensive eye, till the tears began to flow. He heard them speak of the 3 rocks, New Ross and Baby Hill, and with the name of 98, with right his heart. From the hub a snow he drew, and from the hole he tore a shining blade with spear-like head above a pirate's crew. Sing thy look on your father now, and in his hand receive a trusty pipe of 98 that fought God knew. For that the rocks I custom for to fight against the old. At our art next I turned its point against my country foe. From Town unto New Ross it flashed in every frame. Oh, boys, it was the glorious fight, our glory lost the day. Now many men we weary has come and gone since then. Could I become a man once more, I would do the same again. Could I become a man once more, as young as God would be, with my green coat and trusty pipe, I would fight for liberty. So then be true to Ireland's cause, and never be dismayed. Yes, another day like that will come when I am in my grave. Yes, another day like that will come, and when the fray begins, be true to those of 98, and old Ireland fight will win.
Was I was out walking at the close of his day, I smelt rubber burning and I heard music play. For up in Rose Garden a blaze I did see, down by those green bushes belonging to Lee. And the flames quickly spread and the whole sky lit up, for the ramblers on Sunday had brought home the cup. And some boys in their humour celebrating, you see, did light up some green bushes belonging to Lee. Some houses close by were in danger, no doubt. Also the railway station could have been burnt out, and our local dwellings of smoke got their fill, as those bushes did blaze up on old Corrie's hill. When he heard of the fire, he did rage and he did roar. He did froth from the mouth, and his moustache he tore. He just stuttered and he stammered, the guards' barracks he rung, saying, by heavens, for this I have somebody hung. The Gardaí next morning marched up to Ballown, but for all that they found, they might as well stop at home. No footprints or fingerprints there could they see, down by those black bushes belonging to Lee. Now burning down the rocks is not a bad deed, For up in those bushes the foxes did breed, and on many a fowl house did these animals swoop, and deprived us of duck eggs, also chicken soup. He has threatened 100 quid put on the rates, but for all we're not worried, for we know 'tis all prey. If we all go to jail, in 6 months we'll be free to roam round Rose Garland and to hell without leave. So we cheer on the ramblers, those lads we admire, and sing and make music around the bonfire. We'll dance at with Stella and also I'll see close by those black bushes where these locks used to be.
Into his comrades at saying, comrade, dear comrade, let me know now. There's a fine summer's morning and a baby goes through the lakes of Coolfin from Leighs. Who should they meet but the keeper? Oh, turn back Willie Leonard and Dolphin for the deep and cold waters in the lakes of Coolfin. Ah, but Willie jumped in and he swam till he came to an island of soft marshy ground. And he called to his comrades, don't follow me, for there's deep and false waters in the lakes. Oh, it was later that morning with his sister, and on to her mother, oh sadly she spoke, saying, I had a sad dream about Willie last night. He was dressed in a shroud, so white. Then Willie's mother rose and she went away. And she called out his name and she cried for his sake, saying, woe to the hour young Willie crying, for there's deep and false waters in the lakes. Oh, I saw a fair maid as she stood on the shore. She was wringing her hands, she was crying sore, saying, woe to the hour young Willie comes in, for there's deep and false waters in the lakes. Oh, there's deep and false waters in the lakes.
Last night as I stood on the banks of the Boyne, as some soldiers were going away, a brave soldier lad with his face pale and sad, to his sweetheart these words he did say, for tonight is our last night together. The nearest and dearest must part. A soldier may roam to the end of the world, with his taunts on his loving sweetheart. Let us roam through the meadows together, where we first fell in love, you and I, where you taught me to love you, dear Molly. Now teach me to bid you goodbye, for tonight is our last night together. The nearest and dearest must part. A soldier may roam to the end of the world, with his taunts on his loving sweetheart. And perchance I may fall in the battle. What more can a brave soldier do? My last dying words will be Molly, my mother, my country, and you. For tonight is our last night together. The nearest and dearest must part. A soldier may roam to the end of the world, with his thoughts on his loving sweetheart.
I'm crossing the main ocean, where the falling pillars roll. It breaks my heart from you to part, where I spent many happy days. So farewell to kind relations. I am bound for America. Oh, then Mary, oh, my heart still lies, my pride and only care. It was your cruel father till I return again. Oh, I wish I was in sweet Dunlow and seated on the grass, and by my side a bottle of wine, and on my knee a lass. I call for liquor of the best, and I pay before I would go, and I roll my Mary in my arms in the town of sweet Dunlow.
You're going.
You're on the BBC.
You come here often, Marty?
I can do that for you, right? Good man, yeah. With my dog and dog to seek for pastime, I went my way. Was there I spied a long fair one, our chance invited me outside to stay. I said, my darling, you will find I love you. Tell me your dwelling, and your name also. Excuse my name, and you'll find my dwelling near the mountain stream where I said, my darling, would you weather over my father's eye with you? Here is my hand, I pledge my honor, if you prove constant, I make you my bride. If my parents knew that I not over, till deep affliction they would not I will stay at home for another season, near the mountain streams where the moon controls. So farewell, darling, for another season. I hope we'll meet in your woodland fair. And when we meet, we'll embrace each other. I will pay attention to your noisy care. 'Tis hand in hand we will join together. I will escort you and nothing strange where
Up them on. Up this up Round the house.
Steps in your I'll have to go down and learn this, I think.
Under and over. Under and over, yeah.
Beautiful.
When you get him an art,
I should have brought me
Tell him, John, when he recites the type of You're next. You. That's it. Do the Castle Main one. Do the horse fair.
Even the Red said, took himself away. It was a dirty old man called Rochestown who caused me all that pain. I met him last week, the hairy old creep, at the horse fair in Castlemaine. He was having a drink, the nasty old gink in the Slasher Moran's bar. He had two red eyes like great mince pies and hair like molten tar. The nasty old thing kept rubbing his chin as he looked me up and down. "Me lad," says he, as he looked at me, "you're a stranger in this town. I can see you're an decent sort of a man, and a bachelor too, I loan. I can tell me it here in the ash of your pants that you live all alone. Your coat and shirt is streaked with dirt, your shoes all caked with clay. You're a lucky man that Blood-the-Nose Dan is here in this pub today." Now I looked at him in a kind of a trance as I drank me whiskey straight. His two red eyes seemed to hypnotise like a mongoose picking a snake. He drank his glass like a hungry ass and then he threw me a horrible smile. He blew his nose as he came up close and he says, "Listen here, White. I have a daughter called Mary Ann Kate. She's as pretty as new mown hay. She's straight in the legs and dark in the head and bright as a newborn day. She's willing and neat and she's mighty sweet and she's the darling to my life. Now you gives me £100 right now, you can make her your loving wife. Now I've always been a cautious kind of a man, and I have saved for the rainy day. However, it's a lonesome old wife without a life. It's a lonesome old life without a good wife. And no one can make the taste. Now Mary and Kate's of Shelmalier would fill the bill, no doubt. Like a hungry weed, he quivered with greed as I counted the money out. Be at the church next Sunday, and be on time, says he. I'll have the lovely Mary and Kate there waiting patiently. Her legs will be clean. She'll wear vanishing cream. She'll sluice her body down. You'll be the envy of every man from Lishtole to Tralee Town. The altar shone in the morning sun as I stepped up to the rail. There I spied my vision of pure delight, all shrouded in a veil. Will you take this darling lump of joy and treasure for all your life? Like hares we sped to the bridal bed, myself and the lovely wife. Now I sat myself in the parlour chair when she went up in the room. Like a little boy, I was feeling shy as I thought of the honeymoon. Like a heifer in pain, she called my name, and the blood rushed to my head. Oh, passionate sin! You should see the thing that was sprawling in my bed. Her eyes, they shone like burning coals as she raised one hairy paw. One lonesome tooth like a gooseberry root underneath her hairy jaw. She drew me close, and her long red nose with passion began to pour. I gave a yell and ran like hell out of that bedroom door. The sad, the prayer verse. Pick up your chaps for this. May the hairy creature shiver and shake till the devil hears him shout. May the seagulls and crows peck at his nose and pull his eardrums out. May he choke with pepper. May his eyeballs burst. May his belly rack with pain. For the dirty trick he played and pulled me at the horse fair.
In Katty.
How's only Wednesday? I'm Bernie.
Twas early Friday morning as I cycled into town. Me front wheel was wobbling and the mud yard falling down. The two legs of me breeches was tied up with bind and twine. But the pension book kept telling me a pint would soon be mine. Ah, how are you, Mr. Murphy? Said the postal clerk to me. Not so bad, says I, for a man of 73. But the fox came to our house last night and he stole my only duck. I buy a lottery ticket, man, it just might change your luck. Well, I took the little girl's advice and I gave to her £1. Outside I scratched me ticket with a penny I had found. Well, I nearly went hysterical and the sweat came on me hair when I realised that I'd become a bloody millionaire. Oh, no more hay or corn to save, no more feeding cows. One kick from me big boat and the old bike was into halves. I headed for the local, sure I was feeling great. And half of Shaggin Wexford came in to celebrate. Not long after that I had the new suit on me back. A brand new Jeep outside the door with a telephone on the rack. The wife was wearing a blondie wig where her grey head used to be. And the Wellington tracks had disappeared from just below her knee. Oh, I sat there admiring the new dress that she wore. Her lovely set of teeth she had installed the day before. I held her oh so tightly like when I was a groom. And we looked rich and graceful as we waltzed around the room. 'Twas then I got an awful shock, I thought that I might die, as I spied me big fat missus as I opened up one eye. With the rollers in her old grey head, she nearly made me sick. Get up, she and lick the cows, you raving lunatic. Oh, it was then I realised that it was all a dream. For the cow was born in the field and the cat was at the cream. Me bike was through against the hedge and me bridges hung from the line. But 'twas lovely while it lasted, that winning dream of mine.
Likewise do you feel, Ballygo, when you're bound for the west. As I went down to Collinstown to bid my friends farewell, it was there I spied that little skull that ere my eyes beheld. As I went down to Collinstown, it been in the month of May, but to roam for recreation and to watch the ladies gay. It was there I spied a pretty maid, seated on a brow, and that view she brided I like that in Ballygo. I said, my fair young girl, should I pray you to me tell, is this some Bannow's flowery banks that your parents there do dwell? Or if you are a stranger here today, I wish to know, for the killing glances of your eyes, how proved my overthrow. Oh no, I am not a stranger here, and your awful I decline. And you'll sail the stormy ocean, and you'll waver with the wine. And when you meet with pretty maids, to them you'll swear and vow. And when you leave them there to mourn, said the maid from Ballygo. So fare thee well to Bannow's banks, where dwells that comely maid, where oft times I have courted her down in yon fragrant shade, and I pressed her to my bosom, and I kissed her burning brow, and now I'm on the ocean wide, and she's in Ballygo.
Does inspire with heroic fire the mind of your poet that he might indice, and with mirth and with candour and poetic grandeur the name of County Wexford men's praises to write. Oh, 'tis well I remember the month of September in 1827, when 6 boats did row for a prize they contended, and when it was ended they carried the laurels down to sweet Murrintown.
Back where you were.
Would you like to sing a song, Paddy? Now.
All right on the right.
There's what you want. You get it all right.
Come on, Barry.
That's versatility, Barry.
Collie, that's John Ennis. John Ennis. John.
John Ennis. Yeah, John Ennis.
John Ennis.
John Ennis.
John Ennis. John.
Keep the crack going.
Place of order now for John Ennis, please.
John.
Right, John.
Right on, John.
The curlew stood silent and unseen in the long damp grass. And as he looked down on the road below him that wound its way through Vale and the Blah, he heard the young men shouting and cursing, running backwards and forwards, ducking and weaving and dodging the bullets that rained down on him from the hillside opposite. As suddenly as it started, the firing stopped, and a terrible silence hung over the valley. A lone figure lay by the roadside in the drizzling August rain. Dressed in green grey coat, leggings, and brown hobnail boots that would never again set the sparks flying from the kitchen flagstones as he danced his way through a half set. A hurried, whispered act of contrition, and the firing breaks out again. The curlew takes to flight, and as he flies out over the empty, sad fields of West Cork, with his lonesome cry, he must tell the world that the big fella has fallen, and that Michael is gone. On a far off August day, old young men in ambush lay, on a roadside by a hill where flowers grow. So much hate for one so young, who's right or who's wrong. Though 1,000 years may pass, we'll never know. Candles dripping blood, they place beside your shoulder, rosary beads like teardrops on your fingers. Friends and comrades standing by, in their grief they wonder why Michael, in their hour of need, you had to go. And through evening's twilight dim, softly fell the autumn rain. But you lay still and silent on the ground, as we hung our heads in prayer, in our sorrow and despair. We wondered, was it friend or foe that shot you down? Candles dripping blood, they place beside your shoulders, rosary beads like teardrops on your fingers. Friends and comrades standing by, In their grief they wondered why, Michael, in their hour of need, you had to go. Now the flame that you held high, when you called out to the sky, to end the senseless killing and the shame, has now passed to other hands and is carried through this land by some not fit to even speak your name. Candles dripping blood they place beside your shoulders, rosary beads like teardrops on your fingers. Friends and comrades standing by, in their grief they wonder why, Michael,